Look at me, I'm filming not in my bedroom for once. I'm actually coming to you from a hotel in Washington, D.C. I've been in town all week for a conference, and I wanted to make sure that I got you this video because the Met Gala just happened and we have lots to talk about. So in the comments on last week's video, someone put up this question. I guess it's not really a question, it's a suggestion. They want me to rate the most underrated group dances. I can totally do that. Would you guys like to see that video? I feel like there are so many underrated dances on the show. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. Just say underrated dances. Also, Tammy left a comment last week and said, so what's up with the Louis Vuitton bags? And I'm gonna answer that now. So here was Tammy's comment last week, and I'm gonna answer that in this week's video. So the Louis Vuitton bags, here's the story about it. So the girls worked incredibly hard. They were going straight from school, so the dance studio, they were filming, then they were going home, doing homework, showering, getting up, going back to school, traveling on the weekends. And so I think it was around season 2, I want to say it might have been me first, who bought Chloe a Louis Vuitton Neverfull for her 10th birthday. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy her this bag for her 10th birthday. Somebody else could have bought it. I don't know if they did. I'm just saying, I think it was me who did it first. I don't know. But then all of the other girls were like, well, wait, we want a Neverfull, we want a Neverfull. And I think it was a combination of mom guilds and the fact that we're like, hey, we're traveling all the time and it's something they could keep forever. And then the moms are like, well, wait a minute, if the kids had Neverfulls, we need Neverfulls. And then I personally didn't want to have a Neverfull like everyone else. So I actually bought like the limited edition striped one because I always have to be just a little bit different. So if you have a burning question you want me to answer in next week's video, leave it here and I will pick one and answer it for you. I'm also going to shout out comments, so the best comment wins. I also wanted to mention, make sure you're following me on my Instagram and my TikTok because I do lots of fun content there and chances are they saw my reaction to a lot of these things that I'm posting first. So let's get into it, shall we? So is it just me or were a lot of those looks channeling their inner dance mom like spirit? Because I felt like several of the looks that we saw on the carpet this year definitely could have been inspired by a dance mom's costume. So we're gonna unpack that. I'm gonna give you my hot takes. I'm gonna give you some side-by-side comparisons and you can decide if I'm right or if I'm just kind of like, you know, maybe reaching a little bit. There's a few that could be a reach, but some of them are so dead on. All right, we are going to start with the first look that I thought was so dead on to a dance mom's costume, and that was Priyanka Chopra. This dress and hat were so season 1 snapshot, I could not even contain myself. The only thing that I think was missing from this look that really would put it on the money, absolutely a snapshot outfit, were one rhinestone in the middle of each polka dot. And now, had she done one rhinestone in the middle of each polka dot, there would have been no denying that she was absolutely a huge dance mom stan and clearly took her cues from one of the ugliest costumes to ever grace the stage of Dance Moms, which is kind of wild because I actually like Priyanka's dress. I mean, was it in line with the theme?
Nope.
I'm sure there was some underlying meaning and nods in the outfit, but I thought a lot of it was like such good tailoring that this one was a little bit different, which different is good and I can kind of see it, but I did like it. I thought I liked it more maybe for a Kentucky Derby look, which actually happened the day before, versus the Met. That's just my opinion. I mean, look, who am I to judge? Because I sit here in my turtleneck sweater from, I don't know, Abercrombie. But clearly, I am a fashion guru and connoisseur, and I have a right to sit and judge everyone. It's like one of those memes that you guys see where it's like, watch me roast the Oscars gowns as I sit here in my Hello Kitty PJs. That's kind of what the vibe is that I feel like I'm giving. But we're all friends. We're all here. We're having fun. The second look I want to talk to you about is Doja Cat. One of the more controversial dances on the show was obviously Laquifa. What? Laquifa. What? I feel like the Doja Cat look could be a modern update or a modern day interpretation of the Laquifa look. Am I wrong? Am I right? I mean, it also could have been a really good choice for Working Girl because we started with the Laquifa, then we went into Working Girl. Remember, then Nia had the suitcase. I kind of feel like that look could have been Working Girl after the Laquifa thing. I'm just saying, interesting look. It also was giving like I just have a leotard on over my jacket, which I have not gone and read everyone's opinions and hot takes on these looks. So everything I'm telling you is simply my hot take and opinion. And I always get really worried when I do videos like this that my opinions and my hot takes are going to be completely like wrong according to fashion and survey says society. So I get a little nervous, but you know what? In the very wise words of Dr. Holly, we're all entitled to our wrong opinion. So I'm going to go with that. So number 3 is actually not a look, it's 2 looks because I couldn't pick one to focus on. So I actually had to give both of them a nod out, but it's not for a group dance, it's actually for a duet. Charlie XCX and Diana Ross are absolutely 100% channeling Chloe Black Swan for Charlie and Diana White Swan for Maddie. I mean, where's the lie here? Do you guys feel that these are Black Swan, White Swan duet costumes? I do. I also thought Diana's could have been a very dramatic frost, or the fan dance maybe with the feathers. But when I saw Doja Cat, I was like, oh, this is Black Swan and then Diana Ross. Or, I mean, she could also have been Angry Bird. Chloe did a lot of bird dances. So it could have been Angry Bird, it could have been Black Swan, but we're gonna go with Black Swan because then we're gonna bring in Diana and we're gonna give them the duet pairing of Black Swan, which in my opinion is one of those iconic numbers from Dance Moms. So who doesn't want to wear it to the Met, right? Number 4 is Andra Day. I think it's Andra. If I'm saying somebody's name wrong, I am so sorry. I am not a pop culture connoisseur, so sometimes I get things just a little bit wrong. So I think it's Andra Day. And this look was giving me the Barbie dance. I don't remember, was it dolls of some sort? Like when they were the space dolls in that silver costume where we had the really unfortunate prop and the girls were like, you know, weird dolls and Mackenzie was in the box. This look, the suit with the angular parts of it, totally were giving that Barbie dance to me. Now, the only thing that would have made this better is, remember who came in with like the big tent, like the big box tent? Would you not have died if that big tent thing that they were carrying around actually was the reveal to her outfit? Because then it would have totally been the Barbie dance with the bad box. And I'm just saying, we did not make that box. We were given the things to make that box because if we were actually given time, the moms, and the appropriate supplies to make a box, we would have made an amazing box. That Barbie box was set up to make us look stupid on TV. I'm just saying. I know my coworkers, and we would have never put that unfortunate Barbie box on stage. We were lacking on time, and we were lacking on supplies. We're like, oh, I guess this is what they're going out on national TV with, this weird plastic Barbie box. All right, number 5. Now, this is a little bit of a stretch, and that is Kim Kardashian giving Boss Ladies. I understand there were other looks at the Met that were more on target with Boss Ladies because it's like it were pants, suspenders, but Kim felt, and it wasn't just the hat, Kim felt almost like a modern day interpretation or, you know, Boss Ladies, but make it high fashion. That's what I was getting from the Kim K look. And I mean, honestly, the hat, how it was, totally was giving like, you know, that moment where they all hold the hat and do the dance. I don't know. I wasn't there for it, but I've seen it on TikTok so many times. I feel like I know it, but I definitely was getting Boss Lady vibes from that. And I'm just so glad that Kim did not try to wear another Marilyn Monroe dress because I will never get over the fact that she wore Marilyn's iconic Happy Birthday, Mr. President dress a few years ago. I don't think anyone should have ever worn that dress, especially not a reality star. And that is coming from somebody who was on reality TV. I just don't think anybody is as iconic as Marilyn. Look, I could do a full college dissertation on that. I really could. But for 2025, I do think Kim was giving Boss Ladies. What do you think? Do you think in the comments she was giving Boss Ladies? Or who you think was actually more on target with the Boss Ladies look? And I'm going to take a pause here. I'm going to break for a minute to give you a moment to jump in the comments because I want to read them because I struggled with if I was going to pick Kim for Boss Ladies. So go ahead, sound off. I want to hear it. So the next one I think is very spot on, but because her outfit was so much better than anybody else's, she would have had to have the special part. And had she had the special part, she would have had to fight with Jill. And that is Whitney Peak. I thought Whitney Peak totally could have been the swing in Girls Night Out. With the black and the pink and the bow. Now, I will say her pink was a little bit more red, where ours was a little bit more hot pink. But I definitely think that she could have been in the number. Actually, it wasn't even Jill that was worried about the special part in Girls Night Out. It was Leslie who was worried that Brooke had the best costume and Peyton didn't. So maybe Leslie would have fought with Whitney's mom if Whitney had been in Girls Night Out, because I do feel like Whitney's look could have absolutely been in that number. And I like this look. I did. I thought it was kind of fun and different because there was a lot of black and white on the carpet, which I do really like. Black and white, I do, but every once in a while you like to see something come on that you're like, oh wow, like have a moment. But you know, I guess maybe they didn't all call each other, or maybe the group cax didn't check all those boxes before everybody showed up to the carpet. I don't know. Now, I definitely do not know this person's last name. I'm so sorry. Please do not come for me. But I think it was Pharrell Williams, the person he was with, Helen. I know her last name starts with an L. I don't know her. Is she somebody absolutely iconic and amazing? I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm just a little bit old, and sometimes I don't know things. But this outfit was absolutely giving a more elevated The Last Dance. Remember when our girls came out in the bras and the underwear and like the fishnets? I do think that Helen was handling The Last Dance in a more sophisticated, elegant way. Because I mean, we showed up in, I think, Target bras, a pair of underwear, and some $3 fishnets. Oh God. And we let our kids go on national television like that. Who? I'm talking about calling her mom. Why didn't somebody call me? Oh, this last look is a teensy-weensy bit of a stretch. However, I do not think there is any denying that Teyana Taylor killed the carpet. I loved this look. I mean, there was a lot going on. I thought it was very cool, but it also was really giving Red Queen. Was it not? I felt like this was Red Queen. And I loved it. I did. I thought this was an amazing look. And actually, I think Red Queen could be my favorite solo costume of the show, which tell me if you want me to do a video where I rank the best solo costumes from the show. I did the worst group dances. Monday, I have a video coming out where I'm going to talk about the $10 PJs because you guys are all very upset. In my worst group dance costume video, I forgot to mention the light as a feather, stiff as a board, $10 PJs. I'm going to address that finally. I'm going to put this to bed. So come back on Mondays to check out that video for sure. As far as this outfit goes, I'm such a dance mom. I do think it was giving Red Queen. I loved it. I thought it was spectacular. God, I wish that we had had like an Alice in Wonderland number because a lot of these looks could have clearly been Alice in Wonderland inspired. And then I have two looks I want to talk about that are definitely nods to dance moms or dance mom moments that were not group dances. And the first one is Pamela Anderson. Look, stop trying to be a chic disco ball. I am the disco ball. Call Kathy, have a discussion with her. I am the OG disco ball. I do not appreciate you showing up and trying to steal my thunder. I also have to say, for anybody who is a 90s baby, not a 90s baby, but like who was in high school in the 90s or middle school, Pamela Anderson was the sex pot extraordinaire. She really was. And to see that she is now makeup free is a little wild for us. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but when we see her, at least when I see her, I'm a little bit like, who is that? Because I'm so used to like the smoky eye and the nude lip and the hair. And now she's just very demure, very mindful. And I'm like, who is this woman? How do I know her? And take off my disco ball dress because I am the disco ball. Not you, but it's fine. I was invited to the Met. Had I been, we would have had to have a talk about it. The last person I want to discuss from the Met is my BFF Kelly Hyland's most recent girlfriend, Chapel Roan, and her suit. She obviously watched Chloe at Teen Choice in 2016, saw the pink suit and said, oh my God, if I ever go to the Met, I have to do that suit. Look at these two looks side by side. I mean, Chapel's is very much like the most elevated version of this suit, but they look almost identical. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God. Now, also, Chloe did not come in with a dramatic long cape that was all like feathered and furred lined, but talk about a Pink Pony Club moment. I cannot tell you how on brand that was for Pink Pony Club. And here's a fun fact for you. If you did not know, Pink Pony Club is actually written about the Abbey in West Hollywood, where Kelly and I went after we yelled at Melissa, I don't know, in one of the first seasons of Dance Moms. We left that scene And we went to the Abbey, Pink Pony Club, because it is an iconic gay club in West Hollywood, and we had the most fun that night. So Pink Pony Club, Tapple Rowan, Kelly's girlfriend, Chapel, looking at Chloe's teen choice outfit. I mean, it's all a full circle moment for all of us, for me especially, but for all of us. So I hope that you like this video. I need to hear in the comments which outfit you think instead of Kim K was more boss ladies. And the other thing I want you to do is in the comments, I want you to say either yes or no. Yes, if you want me to do a video about my favorite solo costumes from Dance Moms, or no, if you really don't care about that. If not, I will see you guys back here on Monday. Don't forget, I'm finally talking about the $10 PJs. I forgot how offensive they were. We're gonna unpack that all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.